Hi everyone, this is Lori from Three Keys Astrology, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for all your condolences. Cancer is a monster. Just in the last week, I have a cousin whose cancer's reoccurred. I have dear friends in our Three Keys Astrology group that are survivors, but just this past week we lost my brother-in-law and also a very dear friend of mine, and then found out that our cousin, it has reoccurred. I'm sorry that I'm not on camera. Thank you for your kindness and understanding and your very sweet comments. And I would also like to thank you so much for sharing my videos. My little tiny channel has, I think, gotten between 6 or 7 new members just because you're helping me, and it means a lot. I drew a little post-it note because I don't want to be on camera. It's been a very long, hard week, and some other things going on that are challenging, just like with many of you. So I don't know if you can see the wording, but the little post-it note, the little buddy on there is saying it'll be okay. In this video, we're going to talk about some astrological characteristics. I hope the sound is improving. I'm trying to work that out. And I promise that I'll be back on camera, even though I absolutely hate to be on camera. I hate it. I'd rather podcast my work. In this video, I'm reading to an article that I wrote back in 2020 that I think's very apropos for our current transits. Number 1, Mars retrograde in Cancer debilitated, that entirely will be with us for 6 long months. We're about a third of the way through that, and its ramifications have been very difficult, most especially for the cardinal signs of Aries, Capricorn, Cancer, of course, because it's on us, and Libra. This article talks about a few different subjects, but I think you'll really appreciate what I have to say. And again, I wrote this in 2020. It's called On the Edge in Those Perplexing Situations. Enough is enough. A curveball comes flying out of left field. Something deep inside is promulgating impending change. I'm just going to pause for a moment and see if I've lost this. Nope, it's still going because I moved it before. This is actually the 3rd time I've read this because for some reason my camera keeps stopping. But it's rolling, so please forgive me for the interruption. Do not be seduced by the glamour of alcohol. There's a picture on the article, and if you're interested in reading this for yourself, you can head over to my website, Three Keys Astrology, where I do blogging, and all my readings are offered on that site. So if I give you little interruptions, I'm periodically changing this. So again, there's a picture, and it says, do not be seduced by the glamour of alcohol. Astrology can map life and give you direction when you are at a crossroads, dead ends, and embarking fresh starts. Astrology readings make wonderful, unique gifts that your loved ones will cherish forever. What information does an astrologer need for you to get a reading? Not your name, not your address, just your full birth date, birth time, and birthplace to analyze by this ancient science. Astrology predates Christianity. It's as old as between 5,000 and 6,000 years. Now back to perplexing situations. What exactly puts us on the edge? The root of the situation causes a reaction to our nervous system, no matter whether the situation is positive or negative. Whether it's fear or life changes or new experiences or unexpected events that send us reeling, astrology has answers and provides logic. Astrologers can predict change, challenges, and opportunity periods for you because each year of your life there are areas of your life that are accentuated for your personal growth. Our souls come to this planet to learn, and in that process of soul development, we meet people who enrich our lives or who cause us distress in life. As we develop through physical, mental, and emotional stages, our stars shine in particular areas that preempt that growth. It is a good idea to keep tabs on that planetary energy, which is in constant motion, like our daily evolutions around the sun. When you do this for a couple of years, you'll understand how profoundly astrology aids in your perspective and in your growth. The old adage, show me your friend and I'll tell you who you are. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are, is ancient wisdom. The reason so much drama ensues when one becomes of age also has a connection to the truth of this verifiable old adage. On your path to individuation, you may become involved with people that are unacceptable to your primary family. Do you indulge and obey, or do you find out for yourself where the relationship goes? If you prefer not to be led around through the nose by what everyone else thinks, you could objectively come and get a more thorough, interesting perspective through astrology. I do compatibility readings between any two people. I've also done entire family dynamic readings for families. And I've also, way back, because I'm a huge history buff, have done legacy readings, which are generational. And while most births of great-grandparents and great-great-grandparents were home births, we won't have a definitive ascending sign. The patterns are remarkable in families, and people have been quite excited to find out who they take after, not only physically, but astrologically in their families. We are more similar to our grandparents genetically and also astrologically than we are to our own parents. And that's a lot of the reasons we get along with Grandma and Grandpa so well. When you get an astrology reading such as these, you have a leg up on and inside information on the motivation, strengths, and weaknesses of all the people that you care about when you have a really good personal astrologer. This is essential if you and yours are involved in inherited family businesses, if you live in close proximity with family, and for children coming into your union. A strong legacy and heritage and its definitions rely on good connections and very good choices. When we fall blindly in love or have no direction, supervision, or help available to us by parents or grandparents who've proven the ability to stay bonded and connected for a lifetime, we are at big disadvantages. Not a single person divorced ever thought that that would be his or her future. Astrology can help you make good decisions. Your faith and devotion can make your family and their bonds so strong that they're unbreakable when you have an explicit understanding of the nature of your selected paramour. As long as we choose our mate for life, the drug society that we live in can throw us lots of curveballs and can put us on the edge. From babies to grandparents, there's a pill for every ill, and our prescription society is escalating daily. These social chemicals of alcohol and pills can really throw wrenches in what started out to be a good relationship. Astrologers can see addiction and abuses, and help you navigate your situations. We're a set of eyes with ancient tools that are objective and caring, and I hope you contact me if you're feeling out of sorts, feeling misused, betrayed, or at the mercy of someone using chemicals to cope. I hope you also reach out anyway just because you want a reading to enhance your relationships by better understanding the ones you care for. Again, these readings make wonderful gifts, especially for adult children starting out in life. We become a society of control and domination, most especially with our own bodies. It's now the norm to take a pill or have a drink when we feel anxious or upset. We're inundated with commercials that bombard us and seduce us into thinking that we have this ill or that ache or that symptom or such and such a problem. Do not be seduced. It's better to explore healthy lifestyles and to ignore the sickness seduction that pervades our citizenry. Many families have experienced the destruction and devastation of alcoholism, and plenty of families have suffered its consequences. After war, many of our servicemen, aka our grandfathers, great-grandfathers, fathers, drank or took prescribed or street drugs to cope with the hells and ills of what they experienced. War. The Bible tells us that all the things we need to be cured naturally are in the earth, that pure medicine comes from nature and from the earth. I have an astrology and remedy class that I taught years ago. If you're interested, please reach out to me. I also offer a reading called Astrology and Remedy on my website that you'll find beneficial, that's tailored to your personal birth chart. In astrology, afflicted Neptune, Sun, or Moon can show a tendency to rely on artificial substances. Mars and Neptune afflictions especially prove the escapism tendencies and inharmonious aspect. Addiction is a family disease because when you use chemicals to alter your state of mind or body, you simultaneously alter the state of mind for those with whom you're intimate. That's how trauma bonds are formed. First, everyone tries to hide the shame of the problem, and then the wounds and suffering get deeper and deeper. Alcohol gets romanticized in our movies and advertisements. In state-mandated legal limit, the forbidden fruit is born. Alcohol abuse is a leading cause of death in our youth, and the evil of fraternity initiations in these teenage escapades steal life. In astrology, alcohol is a fire drug whose effect on the human body is inflammatory. The misuse of prescriptions drugs also cause inflammatory responses, which deteriorates health and well-being. Most street drugs have abrasive ingredients like Drano, and people are using these things very stupidly. These dangerous substances will alternate your body chemistry, your brain, and your family life, and it will not be for the better. Alcohol and drugs either increase the fiery natures of conviviality, feigned self-confidence, illicit animal behavior, and combativeness. They negate the positive earth and water characteristics of prudence, temerity, modesty, shyness, empathy, and humility. Two kinds of personalities abuse drugs or alcohol. It is those people with an abundance of water who seek the stimulation and daring that fiery results promote, which give them a false sense of confidence. That leads to bold behaviors as they indulge in illicit behavior that they would never dare do, sober and thoughtful. But habitual use makes one braver and more daring to the point that they're no longer conscientious about their effects, no longer thoughtful, no longer empathetic, and those illicit behaviors come more and more prominent. When someone has an overabundance of fire in their charts, without the balance of water or earth, impulsivity results. A restless, afflicted Mars or Uranus can push people into daring and danger. Fire signs are more prone than the other signs to have strong desire-driven impulse. Indications involve weak luminaries or the afflicted fifth house, Mars to Neptune affliction, or Pisces afflicted in the chart. Risky behavior is shown by Mars, Uranus, the fifth house of gambling and risk-taking, and by afflicted lights. Beware if there's an exaggeration of fire or water in the chart, as these are further indications. Families not only pass on genes, but also habits. When habits form, like it's the thing to do to drink every weekend, or drink every night after work, or to take pills to wake up and take pills to go to sleep, this habitual behavior, too, is passed on. Pot-smoking families pass this recreation on to impressionable youth and growing family members who succumb to these illicit rituals. Family to family, we must stop the seduction of this prescription society and see through the illusion of the glamour of alcohol. There is a definitive link between alcoholism to diabetes and cancer, for sugar is the culprit and alcohol is loaded with it. Vital health prevents so many of those unexpected, perplexing situations that destroy you and your loved ones. You will make mistakes, bad decisions, and some of them last a lifetime when you're under the influence of any unnatural, mind-altering substance. When you choose a partner in life or in business, the first criteria should be health. As your personal astrologer, we'll take a look at predisposed propensities and look into cure if you're interested in astrology and remedy. Kindly, Lori. Thank you very much, everyone. Good night for now. Keep on praying for hope and cure. President Trump has invested our country in a company that possibly through recombinant gene technology is going to be able to have a cure for cancer. And with the Doge deregulating all of this overregulation and also cutting the ties of those links of the good old cronies that are promulgating this prescription drug fantasy, we can maybe finally have cures and get healthy. I admire all of you that have fought the brave fight and have made it through, and I sympathize and cry for all of you that are suffering loss of loved ones like we are at this time. Good night for now.